Nathaniel Bandy. Striving for originality.
Welcome to the concept series for a Super Mario 64 sequel. Today, we will talk about new ideas for new courses that could be introduced. If you missed part 1, I would recommend that you watch that first. Now, if you watch that, you'll remember that I mentioned the idea of having to collect stars by going through 3 different castles and also 1 unlockable castle. I also said that the first 3 castles should have 2 retro worlds, 6 brand new worlds, and 2 secret worlds. For the unlockable castle, it should have 4 brand new worlds and 1 secret world. Now, real quick, let's just take a look at the worlds that Super Mario 64 offered us. Bob-omb Battlefield offered us an environment with lots of trees and grass. Whomp's Fortress is the home of the Whomps with a water, grassy, and obstacle course-filled area. Jolly Roger Bay features a pirate ship with a big lake, which also includes a drained underground section. Cool Mountain is basically a huge snowy mountain with a lift and a house that has a huge slide in it. Big Boo's Haunt is a huge ghost house with lots of rooms featuring all sorts of creepy contraptions like a haunted piano, huge eyeballs, and of course tons of ghosts. Hazy Maze Cave is an eerie cave with a poison-filled maze and lots of bats and spiders. Lethal Lava Land has lava everywhere and includes the inside of a volcano that you can explore. Shifting Sandland is an expansive desert, including an extremely large pyramid that you can explore. Dire Docks is a water level with deep bodies of water, each having 2 huge sections, one of them having a water tornado. Snowman's Land has a snowman the size of a mountain that you can actually climb, and you can explore an igloo. Wet Dry World is a water world where you can actually change the water levels. Tall Mountain has a huge mountain to scale, including a section with floating mushrooms and a monkey that can steal your hat, that asshole. Tiny Huge Island allows you to switch between a huge version and a tiny variation of that world. Tick-Tock Clock is a world built around clocks and the tools needed to make them work. Rainbow Ride is pretty much all in the sky and you can ride magic carpets all over the place. For other courses, there's Princess Peach's Secret Slide, the Aquarium, the 3 Bowser Worlds, and the 3 worlds where you have to access all 3 of the caps. Now, this is a total of 26 different worlds, and that's quite a bit if you think about how old the game is. However, this sequel would have a total of 35 worlds. Now finally, here are my ideas for the worlds. We're gonna go through them by castle. Now starting with Peach's Castle, let's talk about the retro worlds they should bring back. I think they should bring back Jolly Roger Bay and Tall Mountain. As for a new world, I'd like to see something that consists of a lot of pipes. Most of the pipes should be small enough that you can walk on. Some of them should have piranha plants that'll pop their head out, maybe shoot fireballs at you, and maybe some pipes, when you go into them, they shoot you to different parts of the level. For another new world, it would be really rad to be in a giant house. Now, if you watch my Predicting Mario Kart 9 series, I made a suggestion for a new track where you drive around a house filled with Mario enemies and stuff like that. So this is kind of the same concept as that. For another world, what if we got something that was space themed? Now, there doesn't need to be some sort of gravity gimmick like in Super Mario Galaxy. I would just like to see something original that's in space. However, it would be kind of humorous to see everything just kind of floating around except Mario. Like, just imagine like a Goomba that's just all like, "Durr!" and then Mario goes, shoots a fireball at him. You're just like, yeah, I just killed a Goomba in space. And he was floating like a mofo. Now, what if there was a world that was held entirely on an airship? Now, obviously, they could take a lot of cues from Super Mario Bros. 3. Add the bullet bills, add those stupid hammer-throwing guys. I don't know what their names are. I know you guys are gonna spam comments, tell me what the names of those freaking guys that pop their heads out of the ground and throw those stupid little wrenches. Whatever their names are, those guys should be in there. Maybe those more balls, just basically take the airship from Super Mario Bros. 3, take one of them, make it 3D, make it awesome. Now, I'd also like to see a variation of Princess Peach's Slide, but with a completely different slide design. Now, of course, there should be a world that is very similar to Bob-omb Battlefield. But to switch things up, it should be like the last world that you can access in Peach's Castle instead of the first one. It would be kind of neat that for this world, each star you would have to fight some sort of mini-boss. Now, I would love to have to fight Birdo, Kamek, Big Bobble again, Koopa the Quick, and the Womp King, just to name a few. Now, for both of the secret worlds, The main goal here is to unlock the Wing, Metal, and Vanish Cap, the 3 from the original. Now the Wing Cap should be unlocked the same kind of way that it was in Super Mario 64, but obviously I like to see a different type of level design. Now for the second secret world, obviously it should be original, and it should be very easy to unlock the Vanish Cap. But after you unlock the Vanish Cap, you need to figure out on your own that you can travel through the walls, and when you're going through the walls, then you will find the Metal Cap. Now those are my ideas for Peach's Castle. Let's get to the Chai Kingdom and talk about the 2 retro worlds that I would like to see in Chai Kingdom. I'd like to see Lethal Lava Land and Shifting Sand Land. Now for new worlds, I'd like to explore a circus. It would be really neat if the music for it was a remix of the circus music found in Super Mario 64 in the Ghost level. The circus could be filled with rides, attractions, concession stands, and all sorts of things like that. They could probably take a couple of the elements from Peanut Park from Super Mario Sunshine and implement them into the stage. However, I can really see it being more of a night theme instead of bright day. Now a cool boss would be if one of the rides or attractions came to life, like just imagine if the Ferris wheel came to life and you had to fight that thing. Another neat world would be Delfino Plaza. It would be an exact replica, and only for this world do you get access to the Flood Pack. Now some of the stars would be defeating Shadow Mario, having to fight some of those mud piranha plants, and so on and so forth. Now access to one of the secret worlds should be in this world in particular. Remember that red pipe that sits atop of the roof in Delfino Plaza? That should be where the secret world is. But the only way to access the secret world is to use Yoshi because the pineapple that usually guards it would still be there, so you gotta get Yoshi the pineapple, then you can access the secret world. The secret world should allow you to unlock a brand new cap, the Fire Cap. Obviously, the Fire Cap would give you access to throwing fireballs. For another world, I'd like to see not a ghost house, but a ghost hotel. Now, the Vanish Cap could easily be implemented into this world quite a bit, and obviously we'd have to fight King Boo at one point. Now, what if there was a world that was completely based around books? You could use bookmarks as springs. There could be this boss fight with a book, and it tries to like smash you with its pages or something. And there could even be some books that'll fling you across different parts of the world, so if you're just, this is the book, if you're just standing on it, boing, could do that. There's really a lot of potential for a course like this. What if there was a world that is just pink and pretty as all hell? There could be hearts that you could jump through, all the enemies could be all pretty, and one of the stars could be maybe climbing atop a huge rainbow. I just envision this world that's just so bubbly and happy and the sky is a beautiful pink. Now, I'd like to see a world that is completely inspired by cheese. And yes, this idea obviously comes from Mario Kart Super Circuit. Now, we've already talked about the first secret course, let's talk about the second one for this kingdom. It should basically be an underwater maze. It would be very similar to the secret aquarium from Mario 64, except there's multiple branching paths to take. You can also unlock a cap here, the Frog Cap. With this, you'll have access to the frog suit. However, this one's a little different than the last time we saw it. You can't use it on land, you can only use the frog suit in the water. So if you try to hop out of the water onto land, it'll disappear immediately. Now, the final castle that you enter, the Master's Dark Lair, is so dark that you actually need to use a flashlight to find your way around. You can find the flashlight on the outside of his lair, but that should be quite an opening for the third castle. Now for the 2 retro courses, I would definitely like to see Rainbow Ride and Snowman's Land. Now for a new world, I'd like to see something that mainly consists of clouds. The wing cap would obviously be used very heavily here. Now there should be a star where you have to launch yourself into a thundercloud. Now this thundercloud is raining really, really hard, so what you actually have to do is once you launch yourself near there, you need to swim up, use the frog suit, be able to swim fast enough up the storm in the cloud, and while lightning's trying to attack you and Cheep Cheeps are also in the rain trying to attack you all at the same time, the star is hidden above the cloud that you can only access using the frog suit. I don't know if that made any sense. Basically, you gotta swim up rain with a frog suit and avoid ship. Now, what if there was a world that consisted of a few islands? Now, each island could be a little different from each other. One could be filled with trees, one could be desert, one could be lava, stuff like that. Now, you should also be able to swim from island to island. And of course, you can use the frog suit to swim there a little bit faster. Now, what if there's a world that's basically a huge jungle that's filled with dinosaur-type enemies? Now, seriously, a lot could be done with this. and inspiration comes from Dino Dino Jungle in Mario Kart Double Dash. Now, what about a world that's based around a Mario Kart track? Now, what I'm mainly picturing is Luigi Circuit for Mario Kart 64. Not only can you run around on the track, but you can also access the stands, you can access the carts, you can actually drive one. Maybe a boss would be having to race somebody. Now on top of that, I also think that there should be some hidden maze that's hidden underneath the track. Now what if there was a world where you were in a casino landscape? You could play some of the slots to try to get bonus coins. I mean, basically the whole thing would just be one huge building. You should also be able to take an elevator or stairs to go from floor to floor. Now there could be a really awesome star where Nabbit robs the casino and you have to chase Nabbit up to the rooftop and have an epic boss battle with him. And let's just think about this. The 8 red coins in a big building, that would be incredibly challenging, but that'd be pretty awesome to do. Now, what if there was a world that was based off of technology? You could walk around on keyboards, monitors, maybe even do some wall jumping off of levitating mobile phones? Who knows what you could do with this? There could be a star where everything is hacked and you have to figure out how to unhack everything. Now, for one of the secret worlds, you should have to use, say, the metal cap to unlock a brand new cap, the ice cap. This world, to unlock that, would be completely covered in ice, and you have to use the metal cap to be able to punch through blocks. And obviously, after completing this, everyone will be able to throw ice balls. Now, what if there was another secret world that was completely flat, but is shaped around Mario's head? The star for it could be pretty simple, like chasing a bunny around. So I've brought up worlds for all 3 of the castles, so now let's talk about what the final boss fight could be like. I think there should be a total of 5 sections. The first 3 are the same ones from Super Mario 64. So let's say when you finish the first section of Mario 64, you jump through that pipe. Instead of accessing Bowser, a pipe will pop up at the beginning of the section, and so on, and it'll do that from that point forward. I also think there should only be 1 checkpoint, and that is after you complete the 3rd section. And of course, obviously, the 4th and the final 5th section should all be completely original. Now, as I've said, for Rosalina's castle, you should have to do 4 worlds and 1 secret world, but I have completely run out of ideas for brand new worlds. Aside from the secret world, I do have an idea for that. The very last world should change every time you play it. Think of the concept of the indie game No Man's Sky blended together with Mario 64. No player will ever experience the same level. The themes randomly swap around, platforms and enemies are placed in different spots. You never know what you're going to expect. There's only 1 star to collect, but you have no idea what you're supposed to do to get it. You soon learn that if you collect 100 coins and kill 30 enemies, grab the flagpole, crawl down, and then from there you finally go to the very last section. Now, I don't have an idea as to what the last section could be, but I do know is that it should be as hard as Champions World is in Super Mario 3D World. So, this video went on for a long time. Holy crap. What ideas do you have for brand new worlds in a Super Mario 64 sequel? Did you like my ideas or not? Leave a response below and share. I'll respond to as many of you as possible. Next time we will talk about the characters and how they'll all work.